You know, it's interesting how things kind of get mixed and evolve over time. Memory and actual photographs. And in the case of discovering Japan, I'm sure there are so many similarities with getting to know the place as you learn to speak the language a bit and, you know, have relationships and love affairs and encounters. Why am I going to all these snack sakuras? The answer is, kind of becomes this journey looking for somebody. A project that goes from place to place to see what each town looks like with its snack sakura. I've always enjoyed those kind of stories of people looking for something. It's a kind of a conceit or a fiction that you move across the length of Japan looking for this person. The sense of being directed in a way that introduces me into it. That becomes this more personal story. It would be a pretty big departure. On my first trip to this part of the world, I arrived at Haneda Airport and rode the Yamanote line around the circle of central Tokyo, looking out the window at the different stations and lights and hearing the noises and just soaking up as a first-time visitor. I mean, at the time, I probably thought something like, oh, actually, all the really interesting Japanese people don't speak English. In my 20s, I'm not sure how different I was compared to now. You could say I was taking pictures seriously. The idea that I could someday make a living from it seemed maybe too much to hope for, so I figured I'd just be making pictures forever. Well, now I see a lot of things that I didn't care about becoming, I won't say important, but seeing the beauty in them or the transience of them. The name or term Sakura was something that I noticed. Oh, this place has a snack sakura. Didn't that other place also have snack sakura? Seems like every town has a place called snack sakura. I guess it must be a really common name for a bar. It's sort of like the most basic, unimaginative go-to name if you can't think of something. So the origins of snacks dates back to 1964, just before the Tokyo Olympics. The government started regulating bars and clubs and required them to close at midnight. Bars started offering snacks and light meals
in order to stay open later.
A bar is actually a bar in Japan, and a snack is a particular kind of drinking place where typically there's a counter presided over by a mama-san. I probably first went to an actual snack when I was hitchhiking from Shimonoseki in Kyushu. I got dropped off at night somewhere, and the only place open was a snack. So I went in. Some business guys, all been drinking and were quite convivial and cheerful. They asked where I'm staying tonight, and I says, I don't know yet. And then one of the guys said, well, you can come home with me. So the guy brought me home to his long-suffering wife who made some seaweed after you've been drinking, like it's a snack.
I used to work in a snack, bringing the glasses, taking order. When they want to sing together, sing together. It's more like outside living family atmosphere. Sometimes like they are just drunk and talking to me really badly, like that made me a bit sad. But on that day, they had very bad things happening. Even if they talk to family, they're like, oh, whatever. But if they go to snack, mama listen to them. Okay, okay, don't worry. I think it's also a Japanese thing. Like, if the guy goes snack, okay. But if the girl working snack, that's different. How he can do that as Canadian with Caucasian face. Even though he speaks Japanese, doesn't matter. The flower and gate.
Okay, Hana.
Come on.
Come on.
Come
on. Amon gate. Come on.
I didn't know about Greg very much when we meet because he doesn't talk that much. He uses more eyesight instead of talking.
And there's another one on the other side?
In my opinion, the project itself is very simple. Greg also looking for something he really wanted to see in Japan back in 70 and 80. He see the things same, but the things are different already. It could be fantasy. Then maybe if I go with him, so like I can explain what he's doing. He's not the dangerous foreigner.
The perfect snack Sakura would likely be slightly dated. It would be in an unfashionable part of town. The owner is a middle-aged woman who started the bar after a relationship didn't work out. And there'd be a selection of regulars who come several times a week, who are very cool about a stranger coming in and photographing them in the place.
I'm gonna go behind and just pretend I'm not there.
So, in other words, everybody just lets me do whatever I want to do. That's a perfect snack, Sakura.
Because it's kind of like the mama can let you inside of the
Yeah, no, sure.
right?
But like, once you say okay, then you know you give an inch and like I take a mile, right? So.
On-camera flash, it's like putting something in quotation marks that kind of say there was a photographer there doing this. It's less observed and contemplative. For myself, it's a way of treating digital as if I'm shooting film. In a way, I'm not taking advantage of digital low-light capabilities. A little bit of the intrusiveness of me being in these places is, I guess, part of this thing of me going from place to place.
Like the city one also we can visit and make sure
It's there.
it's
Yeah.
there, it's open.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if one's outside the city, one's in the city. That's a full night right there, right? So.
It's not about already there's a like big purpose. I guess he also want to make everything spontaneous. It says open 8.
Oh, okay. Well, we've got time to kill, but that's fine.
I think the discovery is part of the fun of it, the tension of it, and the nervousness of it. If I was actually looking for somebody in these places, I wouldn't be calling in advance. When you get there, they could be gone or closed. You're also finding ones that aren't listed anywhere.
Here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look across the street. You discover a sign and it doesn't have a phone number. At the end of the day, you kind of do have to just go anyways. It's packed.
All right, you go first this time. Let's see if we can do something.
こんばんは。皆さんこんばんは。よろしくお願いします。
You know, I think if you walked into a bar in the West and sat at the counter,
The bartender will try to get a read on if you want to be left alone or what. But in Japan, the assumption is you're there to socialize and not just stare at your drink and drink by yourselves.
バンクーバー行ってプリーズって言わなきゃいけない。テーマがあるんですか、写真撮る。で、ちっちゃいのにやる。
今のプロジェクトはスナックサクラ。
スナックサクラ。
沖縄から北海道まで。
今じゃあ南に降りてる方ですか。南に南下してる方ですか。
ちょっとわかんない。
サウス、from
South to north. So, we're definitely on the right path. Just follow the blossoms. If you see them, you know you're in the right place. There's a very clear sort of serial nature to this project. It's changed what I think about a snack. I mean, the only thing that links these bars is the name. The decor price range can vary from very cheap, very affordable, to something a bit more pricey where there's an attractive woman working there who pours your drinks and perhaps sits beside you as well. The girl sitting beside me, we talked about the name Snack Sakura and how it's kind of a boring name for a bar, and she acknowledged that. She said, yeah, it sort of sounds like a place where older guys go. I guess I'm the right age now to walk into a snack. And those Snack Sakuras were more of the hostess club style place, which I didn't really expect and wasn't looking for. I'm sure there are unspoken rules of behavior. The fun of being in a bar where older guys are being catered by younger women. I'm noticing it and maybe thinking about it in a way I hadn't in the past. I think it's one of those things that once you see it, you can't unsee it, and didn't expect to see or to be confronted as much with some of the social inequality. Thank you. Thank you.
まもなくお板間です。お出口は右側です。お板間では3分止まります。
Foreign tourists coming here, they are looking for certain things like maid cafe, animation, modern culture. But we also have something very dark we don't show. It's like light and shadow. And the shadow part also very interesting too.
You know, it used to be that Japan was our default for the future. That moment has passed. And you see these layers of time in Japanese cities where that peak moment topped out and kind of lingers in certain areas, but it's moved on. In Mizusawa, I was taking a picture outside a closed snack Sakura. Mimi was standing up the street and a woman asked her, "Oh, what are you doing?" It turns out this woman ran a bar called Snack Yuri. So I followed her up the stairs, and it was this wonderful little time capsule of a 1970s snack.
Sakura じゃなく砂糖のさ。
Her name is Akiko. She'd been running a snack for 50 years.
でもさ、she used to have a lot of customers, but after the pandemic, like less people were coming to this town too.
すごいすごい。でも私は
She'd been married 3 times. All her husbands were dead.
She has the baby of somebody who already married too.
I was disappointed that the place wasn't called Snack Sakura. The one saving grace that might work in our favor is that the wood paneling on the wall, it was Sakura. Yeah, it was Sakura wood. Even though it's not a Snack Sakura, it's like too good to pass up.
どうもおやすみなさい。いってらっしゃい。どうもありがとうございました。
Well, I don't really care at all about Sakura at cherry blossoms, but anecdotally, it's a kind of sense of impermanence. You know, I think that sense of impermanence and transience is part of the things that are registered and appreciated with Japanese people in Japanese society. That acceptance of things not lasting.